Hey Sagittarius, happy September. This is your September 1st through the 15th overall energy reading. Welcome and thank you for clicking on this video and to my YouTube page. And if you would greatly appreciate for the YouTube algorithms if you would click on the like and subscribe and the notification buttons. That would help me. Would appreciate. And with that, get that out of the way. We have this is again a general reading. It's for the overall collective. It may not resonate with everybody, and that's perfectly fine. So also look at your sun rising signs. And when gender sort of pops up in the tarot cards, it's not gender related as we would think. It could go either way. I, for the sake of time, have already shuffled the cards and asked for the angels and guardians to provide some guidance on the cards that were spit out, and we wind them up here. So in the beginning here, in the way our cards here work, this is your past influences. Basically looks at anything within 3 to 6 months, things that you've been working on or was a major issue, or and sometimes may still be carrying over or be a part of. This card here, second card, is your present card. This is dealing with your present energy and present sort of circumstances of major sort of things you're working on. And the third card is your future, anything within this time frame that you may be coming up or may be involved in. And the fourth card is our challenges, and these happen to do with challenges that may come up. Doesn't mean they will. If they could come up, it just is sort of giving you forewarning of if you're mindful of it, you can go through them and get through them much easier and much quicker. And finally, our fifth card is our overall outcomes. So with that, come up here, we have the Nine of Cups. So Nine of Cups. Well, Sagittarius, here we have, this is when you glance around and for many Sagittarians, you sort of felt your heart overflowing with love and appreciation, and this is one of for many Sagittarians, I feel in their recent past, were creating something heartfelt, emotional fulfillment, happiness and contentment was a major player for many Sagittarians in their recent past here. I get the feeling that again, this is, as I said, is about emotional fulfillment, happiness, and contentment. Oops, sorry, got a glare there. This is sort of telling me that many Sagittarians, that you were pretty content for the most part in all aspects of your life and relationships this past, and that including your work, your lifestyle, well-being, and etc. Many were doing fairly well and sort of basking in that abundance of whatever abundance means to you, and experiencing your emotions of such as intensity and pleasure. I mean, this is a very good card. This is why the Nine of Cups is often called a wish card. It comes from a sign that the planets are aligned, and that you Sagittarians have everything that you wish for. And for the most part, most Sagittarians probably couldn't have been happier in this recent past year. And it tells me that for Sagittarians who had a wish or put it out there to the universe, if you are waiting patiently, you may have already attained it, or it's on its way. This is an excellent omen that tells you that it will be granted, or it was granted. The Nine of Cups is an invitation, to sort of for Sagittarians, for you to splurge, and perhaps some of you Sagittarians were able to sort of indulge and enjoy your life's pleasures. I feel for this. I feel this includes everything from just enjoying good food to wine, appreciating the arts, from your love life to relaxing, to experiencing beauty in the moment. And it was about giving yourself pleasure and our permission to indulge temporarily without feeling any guilt, and which is great. It's almost like a vacation card, so to speak. I think for many Sagittarians, this was about we're probably counting their blessings during this time, and hopefully most Sagittarians were feeling grateful because especially during this COVID-19 there were many people who were struggling, but hopefully the Sagittarians who are doing well, that group that I feel were feeling very pleased with themselves and thankful in a good way, and appreciative of what they had, and that's good. One thing I think that may have crossed some Sagittarians' mind when this card is in the past here is sort of it's a limited period, so realize that contentment and fulfillment are sometimes temporary, and you want to cherish it and you want to definitely enjoy it, which is good, and hopefully that's what the Sagittarians in an overall collective were experiencing it, so that's wonderful. In our present card, we have Justice. Now, as you probably know, Justice is really about karma card. It's basically saying that if something you've been wronged, and you haven't done anything wrong, but you have legitimately been wronged in some sort of way, from anything legal to, usually has a lot to do with legal issues, small claims court, anything like that, or you're particularly involved in court. So some Sagittarians may be in the process of a court case or a divorce or anything that has to do where there's a legal decision it's pending or is going to be made. This is what this card is about, and it's a good card. It's a karma card. When it's in the upright position, it is a karma card, which means that if you have done no wrongdoing, this when it's in the upright, karma will be matched. A balance will come out, and the wrongs will be righted, so to speak. Now, when the Justice card comes up in the reversed, for some Sagittarians, this is I'm getting the feeling that perhaps it usually sort of says that some Sagittarians may have done something that particularly wasn't morally right, and may not see that yet. You may have made a decision, taken a shortcut, done something that perhaps you knew you shouldn't have done, and what this is sort of saying is that it hasn't been noticed yet, and that if you took a decision and you chose to hide it and hope that no one found out, let's say it's that you hit a parked car and took off with it and thinking nobody found you, that sort of thing. It could have been taking something from work, or it could be taking something from a relative or a friend. In other words, it's just something that you weren't in your best behavior, we'll put it that way. And so this basically says that whatever it was, it hasn't been found out yet, or since this is in your present, means it could be coming up around, or perhaps you're dealing with it right now in whatever way. And so when it's in reverse, this card is basically saying it's time to focus your action to resolve the situation, and not ignore it. And so in other words, it's basically saying it's important to come clean, because it's a karma card still. And in other words, for Sagittarians, whichever one you choose, you need to live with the consequences on your conscience. So you have to do with what feels right for you. So it's not telling you what to do, it's basically just saying what's right for you, and sort of use your own understanding with that. Similarly, Justice revised in the reversed here suggests that perhaps you're not willing to take the full accountability for your actions, and some may be trying to dodge the bullet or blame others for possible mistakes. But this is we're human, and we all make mistakes, and this card is giving an opportunity that if for some reason that you are being dishonest, you're being dishonest with yourself and others, of course, and and your unwillingness to look beyond sort of your own fears and perhaps your ego is blinding you to the broader lesson, and this is what this card is about. It's a broader lesson when it's in the reverse, and it's giving you an opportunity. The universe is giving you an opportunity to assess your situation, and it's basically hoping that you again make the right decision and discover where you can accept part or partial responsibility, because it's important that once you acknowledge where you made a mistake, and again, you're human, you made a mistake, it's important to do whatever you can to make it right again, and that's the karma here, because karma, what goes around comes around. In doing so, Sagittarians, who this is, I'm figuring this is applying to some. You're going to free yourself of any guilt and shame, and you empower yourself to make better decisions, and that's what this is about. So it may not be all Sagittarians, but it's coming up for a reason here, so it must be applicable to some. Now we get to our future. Oh, this is another major arcana card. Here we have the Empress. Now this is very interesting. You have Justice, and now we have the Empress. So in your future, what I feel here is, for Sagittarians, the glare. In your future, this is sort of saying there's a connection with femininity. Now again, and not female. It's just it could be just a softer side if you're male, and the femininity translates in many ways. It can be from just appreciating elegance to sensuality to fertility, nurturing. It could be creating balance in both men and women. It's about creative expression, which again doesn't have to be femininity, but it's sort of the softer forms of that, not the harsher forms. When this card is coming up here, Sagittarians, in your future, it's saying, it's asking you to connect with your feminine energy and sort of create the beauty in your life, and particularly, for those who have or affected by the reverse justice, take care of that issue, and this is what's going to follow. Your life is going to be good. It's saying that to draw on your senses and to experience the pleasure, and you're going to get a deeper fulfillment, which is very nice, and sort of a carryover from your past present there, where with your Nine of Cups, where we're enjoying your abundance. And so here you are in the future, that it's sort of saying, you're going to get some more enjoyment. This is going to, you're going to have time to do this. It's going to encourage you to, to do something that's creative for yourself, to take the time to, go to a day spa, to learn massage, spend more time with your partner or through grandparents or someone that you love and admire. Discover sort of your different approaches to expressing your creativity. It's giving you options, Sagittarians, to take up painting or go to the art museum and do take up music or listen to music, go to a drama class or go to the theater, those sort of things. Whatever sort of sparks your interest. This is saying sort of to take that moment of that creative side and culture and enjoy it, because it's sort of like we live once. This is saying, this is that just take time to smell the roses sort of card. It's a perfect opportunity for many Sagittarians to take up a new hobby, and sort of be sort of, you can do it with other people, but it's sort of just enjoying life. And again, I like the reference of take the time to smell the rose, so to speak. The Empress card here signifies abundance again, so which is similar to what you had in your past card there. And it's going to say, it's telling that it's Sagittarians, you'll be surrounded by pleasures and luxuries and things that are comfortable to you and that have meaning to you in your lifestyle. It's telling me that you're going to be in a period of growth, and your things that you've dreamed of are again sort of going to kind of come around. Things that you've been waiting for, or that you've been patiently waiting for. For Sagittarians, when the Empress appears, this is about taking a moment to reflect on the bounty that surrounds you. And again, whatever the bounty is, it's a chance to offer gratitude, to be appreciative for everything that you have or you have worked for or just surround you. and build upon that energy and feel good about it and be thankful, because more abundance is coming in your life. Excuse me. The Empress here is also, it represents sort of Mother Earth, and it's a grounded sort of energy, and you sort of will flow with the earth. So for some Sagittarians, this could be you're going to take a trip to someplace that you enjoy, so, a nature reserve or a park, or a mountain park, or just something that it's been on your wish list to sort of go to, sort of get at one with nature. Go mountain biking or take a hike. Just something that's sort of different with nature. It could be anywhere from a couple of minutes to a couple of days to every day. It's also saying it's time to or encouraging you to meditate and to breathe, and sort of, whether it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes in the morning, and sort of focus your mind. And if you are familiar with laws of attraction, and it's about be careful what you ask for, of course, but you have to sort of, identify what it is that you want, and then you have to sort of feel what it would like to have that, and you have to feel that, you have to sort of, envision yourself with what you want, and envision yourself, is it making you happy, and does it make you feel happy, does it bring you happiness? It's the old saying that I can want $1 million, but money doesn't always make people happy. So you sort of, before the universe delivers it, you in your own sort of mind sort of have to experience it, and sort of have to connect with it and get your vibration in alignment, and as if you already have $1 million, and you're living it every day, and sparking that sort of energy. So that morning meditation is going to be critical, and definitely will help you sort of get in that alignment. So it's a good card. It just takes a little bit of work and being mindful on your part. So when you do this, you're going to reach basically that higher planes of consciousness, and it's a good. It's going to bring you peace with it, in all honesty. So that's very good. Now our challenges. We have reverse. So our challenges basically is the Four of Wands. Sorry for the glare there. Now we know in the reverse it's usually something the opposite of what it means. So here you have, for some Sagittarians, this is this is indicating, when it's in the reverse, that perhaps you're celebrating the achievements of some sort of personal growth, which again sort of ties into what the previous cards were. This could mean that perhaps for some Sagittarians you reached a goal weight, your ideal goal weight, or you quit smoking, or partially quit smoking, or if there's something that you wanted to do, and you were trying to change, that you've been working on, that you're attaining that goal, and it's this is basically saying for Sagittarians that there's not a need to proclaim or shout this achievement to the world. It's a personal achievement of yours, and it's just something that you can pat yourself on the back, and again be appreciative of your own efforts. This is not about getting pats on the back from other people. This is about you appreciating what your efforts were. And this also ties into throwing that into your, that morning meditation routine. Recognize the little things that are done every day, and that you do every day, and appreciate the things that are done every day. So it's about honoring a milestone of whatever it is that you're working on in a private moment. So. And when you do sort of reach that final line, it'll be worth sort of celebrating with family or friends. So this is about you're almost there to your goal. Celebrate with yourself privately. When you attain it, and then go hog wild. The reverse Four of Wands. This is again, it's about personal achievement on a level of inner harmony and stability. It's recognizing that for some Sagittarians, if you had doubt within yourself in the past, or perhaps you tried it before and you didn't achieve it. It's like you ran a 5-mile race and you didn't make it the first time, but the second time you were able to do it. Or you go on a bike ride and you don't get past 1 mile, but the second time you get to 4 miles. It's those type of things. It doesn't have to be a 26,000 marathon or anything like that. It's just personal achievements, personal goals where you're showing improvement, and to pat yourself on the back for that, and to not take for granted. It's about accepting, self-acceptance and enjoying that moment. This is a good reading for Sagittarians. It's about a welcome sign, and that it's basically saying that you will find, Sagittarians, greater balance within yourself. And of course, once you sort of find that greater balance with yourself, it spreads out to others, and that's just the rippling effect. So, count your blessings and be and celebrate it. I also pick up on this for some Sagittarians that when the card's in reverse, there's a shadow side to the card. So for some, perhaps they're not celebrating. This can come up for some Sagittarians that perhaps you're feeling lack of harmony, that there's a breakdown in communication in your family or a household, or there's tension that's rumbling between family members or loved ones, and it could say that perhaps some Sagittarians are finding themselves sort of caught in the middle, and particularly of other people's concerns. I'm not picking up it has to do particularly with you. It's more or less other people are dragging you into it to some degree, or sharing it with you. I don't pick it up has to do with you. It's other people surrounding you, and of course when that happens, that can drain us and can take us away from our own goals and our own sort of energies, and it can leave you sort of it's easy to start to feel down, and perhaps can affect you. So this is here basically saying that you can get through this transition, but you have to address it. In other words, don't go with the flow and become part of the problem. It's about, you can go that direction, but if you recognize it and you take a stance that's appropriate for you, where you can draw some boundaries and sort of separate it, you'll be okay. So you might experience some discomfort, but if you set the boundaries and you recognize it, and you sort of can remove yourself, at least from the day-to-day active stuff, that you will do far better. And we have King of Wands. This is your outcomes. This is also a very good card here. As we know, as Sagittarians, the King of Wands, he represents the fire energy. It's a masculine form, so you have a little bit of femininity on one side, and now you're calling on the masculine side. Again, no gender. However, unlike the other sort of wands in the court here of the cards, this king here is not so interested in creation or creativity, which is kind of a contrast from what you have in your previous card here. It's not dreaming up ideas or implementing them for himself. This is not a me card, so to speak. This king is more about you coming up with an idea and enlisting others to help actualize it. It's being the CEO. It's not doing everything on your own. It's sort of coming up with the idea, and then it's managing. And it could be managing people at work. It could be managing a homecoming. It could be managing a prom night. Whatever. It's basically not having to do it yourself, but sort of leading people. That's what this is about. You have an opportunity, Sagittarians, to be involved in something that you can lead and use your skills and intuition to bring others aboard. And once you do that, you'll have a very good you'll have a lot of success with it, because you'll show your leadership skills, your communication skills. It'll show your creativity. You'll show your intuition. You'll show your vision, and you'll show your ability to have balance and work towards a common goal. It becomes sort of a team spirit. It doesn't become your project. It's involving other people that others can feel good about. And when this happens, you'll find that other people sort of just naturally gravitate towards you, and it makes the carrying out and planning and doing the production so much easier. But again, it's a team spirit sport, and your role here is to help the team and support the team. Is be the leader, so to speak, and be the idea person, or it's just about providing leadership, making sure that they're on target. And again, this is not about being the boss and being the bully and do what I say. This is not what this is about. This is about pure team management and soliciting other ideas and not having to do it yourself, and working together as a team. This is about that. It's manifesting the support to get something done, and this is basically harnessing your skills to be able to do that, and people will see that. People will see that you're able to do this, and it's because you won't be complaining. You'll be up for it. You'll be energized for it, and again, this is something that you want to do. That's the key here. This card reminds Sagittarians that to lead your life with intent, to have a vision, and have a long-term view. It's if you have a grand idea, and it's put it out there. Who knows what it's truly possible. But you don't fear yourself. Put it out there and put it out to the universe. And if you truly want it, and it makes you happy and has meaning to you and brings you joy, it will come. Again, it's the laws of attraction. So just think about it. If you're thinking like, "Ooh, I don't have any ideas," or "I'm not involved in anything," keep in mind that things come up. It could be a little impulsive. It could be a small thing, that light bulb idea that you're driving by and you see something and you're like, "Ooh, what's that?" And if you may tend to dismiss it, but this is asking you to pay attention to those little things that spark an interest, and that you may just sort of just wipe out of your mind. If it sparks an interest and brings about a feeling, even if short-lived, that's your aha moment. That's something to go, why did I get light up about that? Why did I feel a calmness or a peacefulness? It's those sort of hidden moments that this card is asking you to pay attention to, because follow it if you're able to, and if you do, it could be something that's totally unexpected and that you will definitely appreciate. The king here represents maturity and the drive to see the mission and your vision through to the end and beyond. So it's not about starting and stopping. This is about something. If you really want it and you really are impassioned about it, then it's going to be accomplished. And you're going to enjoy it, and you have to be clear about your future, and you have to have, again, that passion, and you have to want it, and you have to get out there. And again, it doesn't have to be a huge thing. It could be anything that comes your way. So and it's about involving yourself with others, and establishing relationships, and listening to others, and it's not about just going with the flow. This is about you embarking more directly with that sort of robust course of action, and that natural sort of leadership where people will look and go, "Ooh, wow, I want to follow that person." It's about naturally inspiring others. And again, this is about not coming out and putting on a show. It's about something that's going to naturally interest you, and when it naturally interests you, that energy is going to come out in how you present it, in how you share it, in how you envision it to others and describe it. And that's what we're talking about here. It's the natural feeling of that passion. That's going to be your success here. And it's, you'll lead with a legacy here, and will have a long-lasting impact on this. So think about that. That's wonderful. So Sagittarians, again, this is an overall energy reading for the first 2 weeks of September. That's for the larger collective. If it doesn't resonate, again, no problem. Look at your sun signs, and because it doesn't always resonate with everybody. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this, and it meant something to some Sagittarians, and it has value to that. And again, I appreciate very much of you watching this video, and I would appreciate, if you would, to click on the big 3 for the YouTube algorithms, which is like the video, subscribe to the channel, which is extremely helpful, and click the notification buttons. I would appreciate it. So again, thank you, Sagittarius, for this, and enjoy, and we'll see you in the last 2 weeks of September. Thank you very much. Enjoy.